morning and welcome to the Fern Yarns Podcast. My name is Shelley and I am the dyer and maker behind Fern Yarns. Today is Sunday the 25th of July and oh my god, this year is just flying by. I keep saying it month on month, but yes, it is, in my opinion, it is flying by. I feel like I've got so much to do and not enough time to do it, but you know, that's how it goes. Feel free to grab yourself a cup of tea or coffee or any other sort of drink that you would like and join me on my knitting sort of journey. I'm just drinking, this is just one of the mugs that I've got in the house. I think it is just a cheap one, nothing fancy, and I'm drinking Yorkshire tea today. Just a warning, I do have the window open because it is quite warm, although it is almost grey. Yeah, so if you hear a lot of background noise, apologies. If it gets really, really loud, I will close the window. It's quite early at the moment on the Sunday, so not many people are about. So hopefully it's good timing to record, but we shall see. So where can you find me? I am on Instagram, Ravelry and Facebook as Fern Yarns. I have my own website, bluefernyarns.co.uk, where you can find my hand-dyed yarns, high knitting needles and crochet hooks and other knitting notions like cable stoppers and things like that. I also have some project bags on there made by my mum, which is Miss Mandy Lou. Make sure you go and check them out because they are brilliant and it will save me having to pinch them for my project bag stash, because I am finding that that is a new hobby of mine, collecting project bags. Does anyone else have that? Just me, maybe? I don't know. I've got so many and not even enough projects to go in them. May have to sort that one out. Anyway, and yeah, I think that's where you can sort of find me. You can also contact me via email if you want to. It's bluefernyarns@gmail.com. And yeah, I think that's sort of all the sort of information stuff. Everything will be listed in the down bar below anyway. We've got magpies that are very, very noisy. Nope, it's going to stop now. And yes, so on to what I've got today. So you can't see it, but it's loveliness. It's loads of yarn. So anyway, I have got one finished objects, a couple of whips to show you. I haven't been doing too much knitting, but you'll see why if you want to watch my shop update. There is no pressure to watch that last little bit, and that's the reason I put it at the end. But I've been a lot busier than I thought I had with regards to dyeing yarn, and I have some new favourites and some new colours, and yes, let's get on with it. Okay, so jumping straight into my finished objects. So if you do follow me on Instagram, you may have seen it on my stories, but I have finished my Whitmore cardigan and I am so pleased. I'm going to put it on, it's going to be easier to show you. Yeah, I just absolutely love it. Probably not the best t-shirt to wear with it because it goes a little bit too high at the neck, but anyway, and yeah, and here it is, and I just absolutely love it. I'm going to see if I can sort of turn around for you, and move my hair out of the way for you guys. But yes, this is just sort of what it looks like. I am super, super happy with it. It is a somewhat cropped, it's not completely cropped. I always forget this, but it does block a couple of inches longer than you think it will. So it is a little bit cropped. My waist is just about here, so it's just below my waist. And I've done short sleeves. I have done this one out of my own hand-dyed yarn, which is called Silver Fern, and it's a DK weight yarn. The pattern does suggest either DK or 4-ply and a like Surrey silk, or forgotten the other name of it. Keep wanting to say kid silk, but that's the drop's name for it. I don't know. I can't. Mohair. That's the one. Yeah, Mum, I know you're going to be shouting at the TV because that's what you do. Anyway, so yeah, you can either hold 4-ply and Surrey alpaca or 4-ply and mohair together, or you can just use DK, and I've just used DK. I have got some information about it, so I thought I would just sort of share that with you. Yes, so anyway, I'll talk about the cardigan first, because honestly I love it. I love the pattern so much, and I will be making another one at some point. I don't know when, probably sooner than I think, because my nan has asked for one of these, and I'd love to make one for her, so I'm gonna have a go. And then I've just got these sort of pale green buttons on it. I did find a darker green which I loved slightly more. They're the exact same style. Let's see if I can get really close. Exact same style but just darker, but I just didn't think that they would go with this as well as the pale one. So, but yeah, I am so happy with it. Yeah, oh, I love it. I am going to take it off because it is rather warm. And yeah, absolutely love it. So I'm just going to jump onto my little notes about the project. So although I have Ravelry and I do try and keep it up to date and things like that, I sometimes forget to make certain notes or comments, and I'm trying to get better at it. Hopefully I will do. We'll see. But I do have like this little book, and it's been started when I first started knitting, so those that want to know the date. First thing I knitted was a 6 Wide Shawl by Emma Potter at Potter and Bloom, and I started that on the 6th of April 2020. So yes, I've just got all my notes, and there's a lot of them have got like pictures and things like that. It's just notes and pictures really. Some of them don't have pictures because I just haven't printed them. There are a lot of socks. I didn't realise how many socks were in here, but there are a lot. Yeah, just thought I'd show you that. So I do have a page for the Whitmore Cardigan. I do literally stick to one page per item. And there's things in here that I've started but haven't yet finished. We'll get to one of those because one of those is a whip that I'm actually going to show you today. So the Whitmore Cardigan, I started that on the 19th of June and finished on the 11th of July. And I've written down like the needles and things like that and the size. So I'm happy to tell you, because I didn't want the cardigan to be too tight of a fit. So I made the XL size, whereas normally I would just do the large. And I made it as per the pattern. The pattern is so well written, and with regards to this lace bit, it gets, the further you go, the more intuitive the pattern gets, and you can sort of, it's a fairly new thing for me, but I'm starting to read my knitting and knowing where I'm up to, where I've got to, what I need to do next and things like that. But it's quite intuitive. I always checked the pattern just to make sure I had the increase rows correctly. But yeah, it's a lovely pattern, definitely recommend it. The one thing I will say is it is made all in one. and it is worked flat, obviously until you get to the sleeves, and they're worked in the round. So yes, it's worked in one, and that does mean that this button band is worked at the same time. Now the button band is on a separate DPN, and I think I mentioned this before. So on a separate DPN that is a lot smaller, which is why you've got a lot sort of tighter gauge sort of here, if you can see it. And that was really worrisome when I first started it. I kept thinking I was going to lose my stitches. I kept thinking I was going to pull the wrong needle, and just literally just pull it out. I didn't, but it was still very I can't even speak. Very fiddly. But the overall effect is amazing. So I do recommend doing it as per the pattern. This is my first cardigan I've ever made, so I can't compare it to anything else, but I am so proud of this and so pleased. I even took it away with me at the weekend when Mum and I went away, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But I didn't get to wear it because it was like 33 degrees. So yeah, didn't get to wear it, but you know, really pleased with it. And yeah, hopefully I will get some wears out of it. I am going to, so I think I put on my stories, should I make it longer? Should I do the sleeves longer or anything like that? And a lot of people said, no, leave it the same. But one person said, leave it exactly as it is. And if you want another one, make another one. And I was like, I'm going to do that. So I will be doing another one for myself. But I'm also going to be doing one for my nan, so I'm going to end up with loads of Whitmore cardigans probably. But I do also want to make the jumper, so I might make the jumper longer with the long sleeves instead of the cardigan, so I've got something slightly different. I don't know, but I love that pattern. It just, oh, it's amazing. And I've also written the amount of yarn that I used. So because it is quite cropped and because it has got short sleeves, I managed to get away with 291 grams of Silver Fern DK yarn in my platinum base, which is 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. And that equates to 654 metres. So it's like just under 3 skeins. I did have 4 and I alternated them, so I've got a couple of bits left. But yeah, if you wanted to know, that's sort of the amount of yarn that I used for that one. So yeah, I feel like I'm getting a bit of a dry throat, so I'm going to just take a slurp of tea. And that is all my finished objects that I've got for this week. I've got a couple of half finished objects, and obviously when I'm saying half finished, it means they're socks. So I am going to show you the first one, which, as I put it on the blocker just to show you, I realised I hadn't sewn in the ends, and I've just tucked those ones in there. But anyway, I'm going to tuck them back in there. Normally, once I've finished a sock, I sew in the ends, because then I know when I finish the next one I sew in the ends, they're done, and I don't have to do any sewing. But I didn't on this one. But I haven't even started the second one on this one yet. But anyway. So this is a new design, and I will be asking for test knitters early next month. Yeah, early next month. So if you are interested, please get in touch. This is going to be called my square dance socks, and this is sort of how it looks from a distance. These are socks for Tom, so it is a textured sock, it's not lace or anything like that. And yeah, so the main colour yarn is from Somerset Yarns, which is called Arizona, and this little pink bit here and here is just a 10 gram neon pink mini that I got from Botanical Yarns. Both yarns are 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and they are made for Tom, so that's why they don't quite fit my blockers, and because they haven't been blocked properly yet, so you know. Anyway, so these are the socks. I just really love these. I love this little detail, and I have spent ages working out the math to get that right before you start your toe. I've got little tubes knitted up. Part of the reason I love designing, because it's just a little bit of fun, and I've got so many tubes where I've just started a tube to test it, to then test that the toe works out right, and it's so weird the things you end up with. Anyway, so yes, here's a sock, and here you can see the texture. So the texture is worked only on the front, and it has got a really cool, I'm going to drop my sock blockers, so this might be a little bit easier actually. So the pattern is worked in the front, and it's not very easy to show here, but when you've got it on your foot, you can see that the pattern goes a little bit further than just the ankle, and it comes to a point at the front. And it's just a sweet little detail that I think just makes it slightly different from most other pattern socks. And I was just playing around and I really liked it anyway, so that's why I did it. But yes, so these are the square dance socks. You could get away with a tote. You could use this for any yarn. Obviously the more variegated, the more subtle the texture pattern is, but I just had this fun yarn and I really wanted to use it, and Tom obviously loves anything bright on socks, so yeah, so these are a pair of socks for him, or they will become a pair. But yeah, so if you're interested in testing these, please do get in touch. Either Instagram or Ravelry or via email are best. I very rarely use Facebook. I keep saying to myself I'm going to try and use it more, but I haven't got that yet. You know, as you do. And I have got the yarn in my Made in Aberfala bag by Shelley. It is gorgeous. I've actually got 2 pairs of socks in here, so it's perfect. And some of it's come undone already. So this is the skein of yarn that I'm using. Just how beautiful is that? I don't know if that's actually going to focus. There we go. Just, oh, I love that. And then I've just got like the neon pink mini. So that is a 10 gram skein, and I will weigh it all, and I will ask any testers to weigh their yarns just to make sure I've got, my pattern gives you the best idea on how much yarn you need. And as I said, I haven't even started the second one on that one yet, but you know, I'll get there. And then this is a new pattern as well. This is made for me, and I quite like my socks a little bit shorter than Tom. And this is also a new yarn, which I will show you a little bit later. This skein was actually a second skein because the speckles weren't so bright. On the second sock, when I show you how far I've got on that one, you'll see there's a lot more speckles on there. So it's like this OT kind of brown, and then you've got these bright pops of speckles of like almost an emeraldy green, and you've got some deep reds in there. Just, oh, I love it. Anyway, and the pattern is literally worked on the outer side of your foot. So this is the right foot, and the left foot is worked slightly different, and it's called the Fir Cone Socks. So you've got like just 3 little fir cones, but in the pattern it does say that you can obviously do the pattern longer, you can like do an extra repeat or less or whatever, depending how you want your socks. But I've written it for 3 because that's how I liked the look of it. And yeah, so again, this is another one that I will need testers for. It's just got a 1x1 rib, it's top down. I don't know what else to tell you because I do all my socks top down. I am hoping to learn toe up at some point, just in case I buy a pattern that is toe up and I still get the enjoyment of making the socks. So yeah, these are, I love these. So that's the half finished sock, and then I have got the other one, which again is in my Shelley made bag by Made in Aberfala. And I've got my DP and Cosy, which is made by Ellie at Craft House Magic. I love this one. It just makes me smile. You just got the little rain clouds and colourful raindrops. Anyway, and yeah, so here you'll be able to see that. I've got another block up. There we go. I'm gonna put it on the blocker so you can hopefully see it a little bit better. There we go. You can see this one is a lot more speckled than this one. So hopefully you can see there's a lot more in there. So I have got quite far. I did sort of this little bit yesterday in between dyeing, so probably about there-ish. And you've got like your little fir cones down the side there. So obviously this is the left foot. Did I say that the right way around earlier? I'm not sure now. This is the left foot. This is the right foot. Just in case I didn't say it the right way around earlier. But yeah, so you can see just the little lace fir cones. I'm just gonna... I love that. I think that's so lovely. With this one, I'd recommend sort of a lightly speckled yarn or a tonal yarn. You can use variegated, but I have done a little, a small swatch of literally just the fir cone on a variegated, just to see what it looked like. And it kind of hides the little lace motif. So I've kind of suggested in my pattern that obviously I believe that it works best with slightly less variegated, but if you've got like a subtle variegation of yarn, that should work. And again, the lighter colours will always show it up a little bit better. But yeah, so if you're interested in testing either of those socks, that's the back of it, it's just plain on the other side. So yeah, if you're interested in testing either of those socks, feel free to get in touch. I don't know the date that I will be releasing it for, or requesting test knitters, because next weekend is going to be sort of manic, really. But yes, anyway, we'll get to that bit in a minute. But yeah, that's sort of what I've been working on. I do have another whip, and this is an old one that has been going on for, I can tell you actually, and I did do that. I used the bookmark and it worked. So I actually cast this one on the 4th of March 2021, and it is the Cosy Hubby that I'm making for Tom by Marina Kolacek. I will put all the details in the down bar below. And because Mum and I went away, I decided I was going to bring this with me, because she was driving. We went away, we went to Severn Beach, and it was lovely. We actually went to Pilning, I think that's the name of the place. My aunt's partner's got a caravan down there. We went and stayed down there for the weekend. We drove around a few places and saw a few things nearby. I went to meet Kelly from LayFamily Yarns and went into her little shop studio. Had a chat with her, me, my mum and Kelly, just chatted with her and Jeff, who's so adorable. Just chatted for a few hours, and it was just so lovely. It was just so nice to meet someone else who does what I do and talk to them, talk about knitting, talk about like whips and finished objects. So like obviously finished my cardigan, so I got to show that one off a little bit. Yes, and I do actually have an acquisition which I totally forgot about earlier, so I will be showing you that. I need to get it down from up there. But anyway, so yes, I bought a couple of skeins of yarn, but obviously because I'm in Norwich and that's in Pilning, Severn Beach area, there's about 5 hours in the car, excluding the 3-hour wait on the M4, I think it was, on the Friday on the way down. Literally standstill, couldn't do anything, so we just, both mum and I sat and knitted in the car in like 30-degree heat, which wasn't that comfortable. We didn't have aircon in the car either, so yeah, it wasn't that comfortable. And also when you're at a standstill, aircon doesn't really work, so yeah, anyway. Although we did have a 3-hour wait, it didn't ruin our weekend. But anyway, the yarn that I'm using is the Drops Baby Merino. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I go into detail on that quite a bit. But this is the Cosy Hubby sweater. Oh, jumper. I think it's just the Cosy Hubby. And I think last time I showed you, I have been doing a little bit of work on it, but just not showing you because it's not very interesting. I think I showed you just after I'd split for the sleeves. So I have done some work. And then when we were away, I put a progress keeper in. It's a bit screwed up because it sits in the bag. And I'm going to have to tiptoe to try and show you. So I did that much from where the progress keeper is all the way down to here whilst we were away. So it doesn't look like much on the camera, but I feel like that was loads. Yeah, so I'm really pleased with it. Tom's quite happy with it. He just wants it done. It's not my neatest because I have learned a few new things whilst doing it. Yeah, I like to make one left and right. I got them wrong. I got them the wrong way around there. Showing you my mistakes now. So I made a little hole. But Tom says that's fine because I've told him I'm going to sew it closed. We'll just get an extra strand and just sew it closed. And he says, yeah, I don't mind about that. So, yeah, he's quite happy. I have literally got the rest, I say the rest because it's not really decreased much, but this whole skein to knit on the body. Then I can join another one and do the ribbing, like the hem, yeah, the ribbing hem bit, and then I can cast off, and that's the body done. And then I've just got to do the sleeves. And then the collar, because the collar's not done. It's got a, you cast it on and then it's got like an extra bit at the top. I didn't bring the pattern up, so yeah. Anyway, you'll be able to find it on Ravelry very easily. And if you'd like to see what the actual pattern looks like, let me know and I can just send you a picture of it. Sorry about that. Somebody has ordered Just Eat and it wasn't me, but they tried to deliver to me. We've got this, where my address is, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but where my address is, there's like one road that's literally just a walk up an alleyway, and we've got the same number as somebody who always orders takeaway. The amount of takeaways that they get is unreal, but they always come to deliver to us first. And I'm half tempted to put a sign on our door. This is not such and such walk. This is such and such address. Just because it's annoying. Anywho, I can't remember where I got to now. Can't remember where I got to. So I'm going to grab my... I should have done this while I was on a break. Anyway, I'm going to grab my acquisitions and I will be back in a second because they're only over there. So, acquisitions. So I mentioned that I went to see Kelly at LayFamily Yarns and oh my god, it was my favourite day. Anyway, I got I got 3 skeins from her, and I don't know what they're going to become yet. I've got ideas, so I'll talk about the ideas. I will show you them. So these 2 skeins I got to go together, and this one is called Night Veil. Look at the speckles. Love a speckle. Also love a tonal. And this one is Forager. Now that one is sort of blowing out a little bit. It's a bit deeper in real life, colour wise. So there we go. That's about... let's swap them around, see if that makes a difference. Oh yeah, there you go. That's about the right tone. Anyway, so I got these 2 to go together because I think that they would make a lovely shawl, and I would love to have a shawl that just reminds me of the weekend and the day that I spent with Kelly just talking to her and obviously my mum. Sorry mum. And yeah, so that would be great, and they're both 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. Yeah, so they are gorgeous. And I've got another skein that I picked up and I couldn't physically put it down. Yeah, I just could not put it down. And I love it. And it is called Sunset Over the Harbour. Just how beautiful is that? Just, oh. Again, it's the superwash merino, 75% and 25% nylon. Just like the detail of the speckles. Just, oh. I love it. Anyway, yeah, just, I love this. I think, so I've got an idea. I need to learn how to do it first. So I haven't done colour work yet, and that's one of the things I want to learn. And yeah, I am thinking that this will become the colour work of a yoke of a jumper. So like I think on like a couple of episodes ago, if you're returning, you would have watched an episode with my mum and myself. She showed off her garden gate jumper, and she had just this gorgeous, oh just look at this. Sorry, she had this gorgeous garden gate sweater, and she had like a speckled light colour work, speckled light yarn for the colour work, and then she used like a deep blue from Bird Street for the main colour. So I think I'm going to do something similar to that. I don't know what colour's going to go with that. So So I got yarn down here because I'm going to show you all of this in a bit. I'm now wondering whether that will go. I might go. No. Anyway, I've also got to learn how to do colour work first. So it's not going to be a very soon thing to do, but I love that. But these are the 3 skeins that I got. So pretty. So pretty. And yeah, so that's basically everything I've been doing. I haven't done much knitting. I'm actually a little bit sad about that. But when you see all the things I have been working on, you'll understand why I haven't done much knitting. Anyway, so I am going to talk about shop news and update and things like that. So if you don't want to sort of sit along and join in for this bit, I'm not offended at all. Thank you for joining me on my knitting journey. Yeah, hopefully you like this video, and if you want to find out any more or find out when other videos are live, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and yeah, you'll get your little notifications pop up. But thank you very much for joining me. I really do appreciate all my subscribers and everything like that, so thank you very much. So yes, I am just going to pop on to shop news and updates and things like that. So shop news, there are going to be some changes happening. I am planning on doing a monthly newsletter to start at the end of August. So what I will do, for those that subscribe to my website, you will get a monthly newsletter, and that will be about news of what's happened in that month, because it will be sent at the end of the month, and anything where there are plans ready for the following month that are already set in stone. So if you'd like to get that newsletter, please do subscribe. There may be discount codes, there may be giveaways and things like that within those as well, but they will only be available for my subscribers. There are other things happening. So I am coming up with, so I loved Kelly's shop, and I want to sort of come up with my own signature colourways. So I'm doing a lot of semi-solids at the moment, and you will see that in a minute. So I'm recreating all of my colourways to make sure that they are ones that I want in my shop. So you're going to find there is a few changes to the colours that I do, the way that I dye them. There's going to be a lot of new colours coming out. And yes, so there are going to be a few changes to the shop. There's going to be slightly more regular shop updates. So there's going to be 2 a month, and they will be announced on on Instagram. They may be announced on Facebook if I start using that one again. I do hope so. I just don't find it very user friendly, so that's why I don't use it. So yeah, everything will be announced on Instagram because that's what I use quite often. And there will be some future knit-alongs. There's one I really want to start now, but I feel like I should start it in the new year. Anyway, but all my newsletters will say all about this. There'll be more information on my Ravelry as well. And yes, I am also hopefully planning some form of knit and natter type group. I haven't got all the details sorted in my head yet. I'm also going to do like stories to see if people would be interested, but if you would be interested and you don't follow me on Instagram, pop me a note via email or Ravelry, or if you do use Instagram, on Instagram. But yeah, it would just be like a little knitter natter, hopefully in my garden if the weather's nice. I'm losing my voice, so I'm going to have a slurp of water. So that didn't really help, did it? Excuse me. Anyway, so yes, there is going to be, yeah, if it's nice weather, it will be in my garden. If it's not, it will probably be in my lounge. I'm quite lucky, I do have quite a large lounge, so we can get a couple of us in. If we want to wear masks, we can. If we don't, then you don't have to. There'll be tea, coffee, cake. I'm also going to do fruit for those that don't want cake, but if you don't want cake, I love cake. Although I am trying to lose weight, so I should probably stop eating it. Anyway, I'm just rambling now. But yes, so there are going to be quite a few changes coming along to Blue Fern Yarns. And yeah, also other shop news, I am taking part in the Yorkshire Yarn Fest on next Saturday, which is the 31st of July. So my next shop update will be 9 AM on the 31st of Saturday the 31st of July. I can't even get my words right now. And my update is going at 9 AM, but I will not be going live until 5 PM in the evening, and I'll be going live on their channel, so please do come and join me. It would mean the world just for you to pop along and just say hello. There is no pressure to buy anything, but just say hello, it would be lovely. There is a theme for this Yorkshire Yarn Fest, and anyone who's sort of followed Yorkshire Yarn Fest previously, there are usually themes for sim yarn, and a lot of the dyers do take part, and they dye up a special colourway for the day, for the show, and the theme is friendship, and I think it's because Friday the 30th of July is National Friendship Day. So I have dyed a special colourway, and it is going to be called Friendship. And this is the colourway that I have got. So you've got some gorgeous, just soft speckles, and yes. So to create this colour, I laid out a few pots of my dyes in front of various people, and a couple of people, and they both picked a colour each, and I kind of went with it, and they said go nuts, so I went nuts, and I came up with this colour, and I absolutely love it. Just the purples and the blues and the turquoise, and just, yeah, I love this. So I have even kept a skein for myself. It is going to be available on a dye to order listing. However, I do have a lot of the skeins already dyed up, ready to ship, so they'll be shipped on a first come first serve basis. I also have, and these are a limited edition because I'm not dyeing up anymore because they were very, very fiddly to dye. They were a lot of fun, but they were very fiddly. I have dyed up a Friendship mini set. If there is a lot of people that really, really want these, I will do one more batch of each of them. Now these are in the 10 gram minis, but I do have them in 20s on both DK and 4-ply. And yes, so it's a Friendship mini set, and I'm just going to show them to you individually. So obviously they are all the colours that are used in the 100 gram skein, but put into minis. So you've got this one that's just, I don't know if that's focusing. Is that focusing? Let's see that again. There we go, that's a bit better. So this one's just got speckles of the purple and the various blues and turquoise. Then you've got this one, which is the darker blues with the purple speckles on there. Then you've got this one, which is a deep turquoise and pale turquoises. This one again, it's got a couple of pale turquoise. Yeah, I don't think all of them are showing up in there. There's a couple in there. And then you've also got this one as well, which is the purples, and you've got some blue speckles. So you've got 3 speckles and 2 tonals out of this sort of set. And yeah, this is the 10 gram set, but you do have 20 grams and 10 grams available on DK and 4-ply. That's only available on my platinum base, but like I said, there's only limited availability at the moment. If there is a lot of people who get in touch and say that they want some more of these, then I may dye them up once more, and that is it. Limited edition, but this one is available for pre-order across all my bases. I do already have it dyed up on MCM, bamboo, my MCM base, my boo base, my platinum base. Yeah, I think that's it at the moment. That's what I've got it dyed up on at the moment, but there are skeins available ready to ship. And then I've got lots of other yarn, so we're going to be here a little while, so get ready. So the sock, so this is the sock that I'm talking about. This was dyed, this is a new colourway that I'm bringing to the shop, and it is called Garden Path. I had to just double check that one. And it is these gorgeous red, greens and brown speckles that you've got on a tonal base. So that is a new one coming to the shop next Saturday. We also have another one that's similar to that, but it's a little bit brighter, and you've got again, it's an OT base, and you've got the reds and the yellows, just lightly speckled all the way over it. And this one is called Aztec. We have got old colours coming back, so we've got maple, which I just love. I love that one. We have got some Silver Fern is being restocked, and we've got some concrete that's being restocked. We have Wren, which is a colourway I did quite a while ago, and that is coming back, and you've got these gorgeous dark speckles on a reddy brown mix. Happiness is being restocked as well, and Turmeric is also being restocked. I do have a shawl that I wanted to show you, which has got turmeric in there. This is my Vertices Unite, which you probably will have seen before if you've watched me a while ago. I did this one back in, I think I finished it in November 2020. I think I had a look before I started recording. And this is the turmeric sort of colour you've got there. You've also got Silver Fern, which is just here, and then you've also got, yes, concrete, which is in between in here as well. I have also managed to recreate my ink colourway. So this was a one and done skein that I had dyed up for this. Not for this specifically, but I was just playing around with colour and I didn't write the recipe down, which was really annoying. So yes, I've recreated it and it is pretty spot on. In fact, it is spot on for what that is. So this is a new colourway coming to the shop called Ink, and it is now repeatable, so I can do a lot more of that one. There is going to be a restock of Wine O'Clock, which, oh, I just love that red. Blows it out a little bit. I'll bring it really close. Yeah, still blows it out a little bit, but anyway. So that's Wine O'Clock. I do also have, yeah, oh, I'm blurry. There we go. Sorry about that. I do have to do that sometimes. So this is a new colourway called Emerald, and it's looking a bit more blue and a bit darker on, I think it's just because it's the blue. It looks more blue on your green. Or at least it does on my little camera that I'm recording on. I can see. But this is actually an emerald. I think that's slightly more. There we go. I think that's slightly more true to colour. That's emerald. Oh yes, and I also have a new base called Wheat, and it's just this gorgeous yellowy tonal brown. And I just think that would just make a perfect accent to, say, colour work, or I think that would make a gorgeous jumper or cardigan anyway. Not that I could wear that, I don't think I could look good in that, which is a shame. But anyway, so there's Wheat. I also have two that I dyed up yesterday, and they are dry, and oh my god, I love them. So this one is going to be called Be Beautiful, like B-E-E, beautiful. I just love that. It's gorgeous. And then this one is going to be called Oh Honey Honey. Oh honey honey. Anyway, every time I looked at it, I kept singing that in my head, and I just absolutely love it. So there's going to be those two. And you can also do them in a bit of a fade with the turmeric, because it's the similar, in fact it looks almost the same on the screen, very, very similar colours. This one's got a lot more white on it, and it's got obviously the dark brown speckles. But you could get a bit of a fade out of those. I'm going to take some photos of these later and see how I can get them to work together. And I am also going to be keeping one of these because I love that. Yeah, I love that. Anyway, I'm going to be keeping that one. But anyway. There are a few that are going to be available on these, so don't worry. And then the next thing I'm doing is I am going to be releasing a new yarn base, and I'm just going to call it Yak because it's got yak in it. So it is 70% superwash merino, 20% 20% nylon and 10% yak. I will get my words right one day. You get 400 meters per 100 grams on a 4-ply sock base, and it is quite a sturdy one, so you could use it for socks as well. And this is what it looks like when it's undyed, and there are going to be a few skeins of this one undyed available in the shop as well. So it is this gorgeous dark browny grey mix. I love that. On its own, it is just beautiful. So there is going to be some of this on its own. But I also wanted to show you how some of the colours look when they're dyed on the yak as opposed to when they're on the platinum base. So this is wine o'clock on platinum, this is wine o'clock on the yak base, so you can see that it is a lot darker, but it's still just as gorgeous and rich in colour. So you've got that one. This one I loved because I just thought it was such a contrast. So this is Happiness. This is also Happiness on yak. Again, I think that's gorgeous. Again, you could probably do some form of fade. In fact, yeah, you could do those as a fade. It feels really, really soft, and it is lovely. And I think you could get away, you know, when you're doing like yarn substitutions and things like that, I think that you could get away with this yak with my platinum base, which is one of the reasons I'm going to be stocking it, but they could work quite well together. So yes, there's that one. There is, so we've got ink as well. So this is ink on platinum, this is ink on the yak, and just look how gorgeous that one is. That's now not going to focus, is it? There we go. Oh. Just how gorgeous is that? I love that. I think I'm gonna have to dye up a batch of this and make myself a jumper or something. Anyway, so this is maple on platinum, and then this is maple on yak. Again, just how beautiful is that? I'm not going to. I can't show you this one on platinum because the basically some of the dye just didn't break properly when it was before it had been put in the pan. So there's some patches of different colours on the platinum base, but it's like almost like a neon purple. But this is what it looks like on the yak, and it is just beautiful. I love that. This one hasn't got a name yet, so if you've got an idea for a name, that would be great. Please do put that in the comments. And I dyed some Monstera for which is a very old colourway of mine, and I put a skein of yak in the mix. So I've got Monstera on yak, which is just a very dark green, which I can't show you because I haven't got it anymore because I've shipped it, but Monstera. And I think that's it actually. But yes, so there is a lot coming to the shop. There is a lot of stock. There's a lot of sweater quantity weights. A lot of my yarn I do dye on the 4-ply bases, mainly because that's what I use. I use a lot of sock yarn. I use 4-ply. It's just what I prefer, so I do it all on that. But I do have dyed to order listings, so I have DK, I have fluff, I have various other things, and bases and weights and things like that, and Aran weight as well, which are all available. All of these colours will be available as a dyed to order. Anything on my website that's got the OOAK, one of a kind, in front of the name means that I cannot do that one again. But as long as you just put it in your comments what one you want, as long as it's not one of the OOAK ones, I can get those done. If you want to check, feel free to sort of reach out before you place your order. I'll happily make sure that there is enough there for you, and we can have a conversation if you want like a unique colourway or something like that. Just sort of let me know. I feel like I have rambled for a long time, but because I've had to stop the video and then start it again, I don't know how long this video is going to be, so I think I'm going to end it there. I have really enjoyed showing you what I've been making, and yeah, really enjoyed it. I can't wait to make something out of this one. Well, out of all of them. Oh, one day I'll have a sample of every single one of my yarns. That would be lovely. We'll see how we go with that one. But yes, thank you very much for joining, and if you liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to reach out, please do. I always love hearing from different people, either via email or Instagram or Ravelry. And as I said, if you are interested in doing some pattern testing for me for those socks, please do get in touch. That would be great. And yeah, I think that's everything. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you're safe and well, and I'll speak to you in a couple of weeks' time.